I'll ask everybody now to breathe the holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath. Its perfect rhythm of inflow and outflow to bring you into the deepest, centered, divine parts of yourself. That the physical, mental, and emotional bodies automatically come into a higher alignment of the divine sacred energies and codes that flow in each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath. That indeed your own heart, the spark of the divine, becomes more brilliant as the inner sanctum of the divine spark that is with you, as you hold the sacred the image and the similitude of the divine. That the cosmic memory, that the Ancient of Days comes back now into your cosmic memory, being able to filter through and down into the awareness of your 3D, dimensional and 3 density environment. That through, in and around your physicality, this higher cosmic memory begins to settle in the frequency field that continues to rise, no longer being pinned, being limited by lower frequency energies, but instead the great rising of the phoenix, the great resurrection, a self-sustained container of higher frequency in the midst of the lower frequencies and the more densities that surround it. Yes, beloved, it is now the time that you can hold your field with more consistency, that you now become a radiant being that you have always been, but now it radiates out into the reality bite that you find yourselves in this 3 density material world. And indeed, in the 3 density material body, physicality, emotion, and mentality. There are those who are now upon the threshold of taking their next walk, their next step into mastery. And we say to you, those that are getting ready to step upon it and those who already have taken those steps, that it is this that you begin to hold, that sacred image and the similitude of the divine, indeed tapping into your birthright. And as you tap more frequently in the density of form or materiality, you indeed impact on so many levels your own personal experience. But with your personal experience, it cannot be contained and therefore vibrates out into the environment that you find yourselves in. What indeed in the East they know as Shakti, or in the proverbial example of Jesus the Christ, the one that walked over 2 years ago on this sacred planet, of simply touching the garment for healing. We want to say to you, beloveds, that there is the time now of empowerment, and it took a while, because indeed In the three-density world of this false matrix, it seems to be very real for so many. And in the world of Maya, it is so dense and so dark. To find the way towards the light has been challenging at most. But, beloveds, there is great joy. There is great jubilation. But there are those of you who have stepped forward on this path that not many travel on, and as such, your vibration, although resisted in the beginning, challenged in the beginning, and perhaps even attacked, to move beyond those things, to make known the unknown, to truly, truly be dedicated to the soul pulse that pulls you, brings you into a new reality, brings you into those things in the higher parts of yourselves, has that memory. And now you are able to tether, connect, reintegrate those parts of yourself and anchor it, even as you walk a physical, mental, and emotional world. That the similitude and the image of the Creator resides within you and you within it. That the conscious memory and now the knowingness of it, the power that goes with it, and the responsibility, your choice to be a blessing into the world, your choice to assist and to help those that suffer, those that are in darkness, those that are in despair. For indeed, the matrix has moved so many into the false identity and not into the similitude of a most loving, eternal Creator, whose essence is light and unconditional love. And as that part of you grows more and more, not only is that part of you activated in those many times it had to go undercover or not be as bright, but the divinely appointed time for it to begin to shine once again. Pinpoints of lights, a multitude of those who walk this path of light, now converging together, have been on the path lifetime after lifetime, now at a point to bring in this moment of the eternal now, the convergence of a heartfelt dream, a heartfelt prayer for a better world. And in one's heart dreaming of truly peace on earth, of truly the divine memory of symbiotic relationships of great diversity, ever creating new, but yet all in the understanding of the oneness of it all. That those have been clouded and distorted, that the clarity of the rising sun, of the day that pierces through the darkness, becomes a brilliance to show the way and the direction to the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten. We ask you, beloveds, to breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath in the rhythm and pattern that is best for you, as you do this very intentionally. As discussed before, the power of your thoughts, now more than ever, are amplified and potent. And as you already know, with this comes great responsibility, and so your path of light is that where it is not used for any purpose for the exception of anything else but love unconditionally in the Ein Sof or limitless light. But indeed, this resides within and around you as you take on the mantle of your similitude more profoundly and the image of the divine. And as you do step by step, the Ami Shaddai, the family of light, receives the resonant field of who and what you are as you rise with the electron spin within your atomic and subatomic levels, speeding up and accelerating. But we say to you, beloveds, in the speeding up and the accelerating, that there is a consistency and an upliftment where it does no longer reverse, but stays steady. And it is in this steadiness, it is in this perfect balance, and it is in this peace the great work for the divine plan takes place. As you join with many others in various streams of consciousness, all creating a singularity of the love of God and the divine plan of God's will, the highest will, the will which the masters know and serve. And so, as you align with this, as it is your choice to serve in your highest capacity, that you choose to walk the path of light, that you choose to hold a higher cup of compassion and unconditional love, as you strive, become better versions of yourself, even as you walk a physical, mental, and emotional world. Similitude, the image, moves and becomes more active within the physical reality you find yourselves in. And as it becomes more active, as it stirs, more and more light, love, and power is released. And it moves in through your wisdom in its sacred and holy use. We ask you now, beloveds, to consciously breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, knowing that as you do, we surround you, most radiant ones, in the myriad and myriad of angelic forces and divine radiant beings from all sectors of the cosmic flow of waters. Come together in this divine sacred union of hearts and minds in higher service to the divine, lifting up the frequency of the sacred earth, but beyond the earth, all that she is tethered to, all that she is entangled to. And so we move into the great solar system of Helios Vesta. And Helios Vesta the sun that moves around the great sun of Alcyon and all the great suns within the great Hunam Ku, the great galactic mother. And indeed, it is a similitude in the image of the Adam Kadmon, divine human, that is a trigger point that moves forward a great cycle of time. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath nourishes, intensifies, and amplifies the divine image and the similitude within you, bringing into closer and deeper alignment of the higher image. And so there is, and see clearly in your spiritual eye, the tethering of the micro and the macro. This tethering is stronger and stronger. Its frequency is so strong. It moves through all distortions. It moves through all miscreations. And as it does, it heals, balances, purifies. Indeed, beloveds, in this moment, as you hold forth this desire, this wish, this intention, of the tethering of the higher image to the image you hold here in the physicality, as you hold to the higher similitude of the divine, to the similitude you hold in this physicality, that the entrainment and the tethering is so strong and connected. It heals. It removes the blockages and misalignments in the very grid system of the sacred earth. See clearly in a resonant view as this attachment continues, the image and the similitude through the intention, the higher parts of yourself, entrained and connected into the reality of this material world, that eternal part of yourself that more easily resides in the physicality that you hold, brings its radiance, its harmonics into the grid system of the great planet, Gaia, known by many names. See this radiant field enlightened by your connection to your higher self, as your higher self brings forth once again the divine sacred codes of illumined light and love under undulating waveforms. Love unconditionally. Love unconditionally. Love unconditionally in its purest essence, in its formation of the eternal Father, the eternal Mother, the eternal Christed One. And as we are here in this grand, radiant frequency of unconditional love and the limitless light, let us see clearly in our spiritual eye as observing in the utmost parts of space among radiant suns and stars, the sacred planet, the blue pearl, known as Earth, Gaia, Terra, in all 7 levels of herself, in the multidimensional levels of herself, in one unified field. We now bring the higher heart of compassion and love through the cosmic Christ and see the radiance of a golden light within a white light upon the sacred earth. It moves into the area of her atmosphere, into the clouds. It moves and descends deep, deep into the element of air. It moves into all of her sacred kingdoms, into all of her elements. We bring in the higher frequency codes of the cosmic Christ, the cosmic memory of the Ancient of Days, the cosmic memory of the great Eden tree, the tree of life. We see it vibrating, coming from the macro to the micro, in this energetic field held by the children of light upon the earth and all those radiant ones in this unified vision and mission. And we see these energies becoming amplified, more radiant and more potent as it moves throughout the atmosphere of the sacred earth. That each and every living thing breathes in its living codes and living light and exhale the living codes and living light into all in-breath and out-breath as the sacred earth inhales and exhales is only that of the radiant cosmic Christ light, the white and gold. And it moves through all of the crystalline matrix, not only above the earth, but within the earth and into all of her sacred kingdoms. Cleaning, clearing, purifying, and aligning with the higher radiant field of the divine. It is the children of light upon the earth that indeed are the vanguards that hold the image into the deepest parts of the sacred earth, into the darkest parts, and move in the memory of this brilliant image, of this brilliant similitude, and all that goes into that memory of bringing balance and peace and symbiotic relationships upon the sacred earth. We hold this vision, we hold this intention. Hold your positions. We put forth now the intention that we continue this experience into our dream state as we walk our path of mastery. The thought comes that we are to return, and as such, all the radiant ones begin to draw in their electromagnetic field as we know to draw in our. Bounded by love, we prepare ourselves now to intend to be back fully into our physical, mental, and emotional body, remembering the divine guidance that has come, allowing our higher selves to be more in control even as we walk a physical world. Our commitment to walk the path of mastery in the highest service of the divine. And as the energies now begin to step down, we intend to be back fully in our physical, mental, and emotional bodies on the count of 3. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3. We are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.